you starting?
Yeah.
Oh, did you change the battery?
Yeah. All right, we're back. It even sounds different when you're actually recording.
Oh man!
Wait, does it?
That's crazy.
That's
Everything's fucking
crazy.
loud.
Oh, it does sound different. Oh,
Yeah, it is pretty loud.
like I can hear myself better now. Oh, this is crazy.
I can't believe
Welcome
that.
back
Yeah.
to the pod.
Guys. Wait, turn mine up a little bit. No, we're good.
No, I think you're good. Just
I think
bring it a little bit
bring
closer
up,
to
bring
you.
it closer up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I think I need to bring it a little bit closer.
Like, where do I even start?
Bro,
Like,
that-
oh, first of all, I'm a fucking retard.
Very fucking retarded. Wait, can we say that?
Both
Yeah,
episodes.
fuck it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Both episodes in a row
Yeah.
that you've said that.
I just I don't.
All right, we got to start with an apology to the
Guys,
to the-
I'm
to the-
sorry.
to the viewers.
My friend Justin Street is a fucking idiot,
Yeah.
but I love him.
So
We still love
we're gonna put
We-
this in the beginning of the video, right?
Oh.
So. I don't even know what the
All right, so we recorded for an hour. We got some good stuff, but
Quality
quality
content.
good stuff, you know, genuine reactions, all that. And then Mr. Justin over here.
I forgot to press the record button on the audio recorder so y'all could actually hear the audio that the mic is picking up, which is obviously on a podcast. The audio quality is very important. So
Sorry.
the podcast y'all are going to watch is just going to have the audio from the camera, which I'm still going to work very diligently on trying to
We're sorry.
enhance and make it sound as great as possible. But your Instagram video?
Yeah, my Instagram reel.
Dude, what if we do ASMR? Like,
Bro. Wait, ready? Wait,
Do it.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
Hey,
Hey, but it's
Wait.
so gross. I see those that go like.
and a bar taste test.
No, man, bars are fire.
I haven't had this one yet.
Was that s'mores?
The s'mores one?
Yeah.
They all have peanut butter in them, so it's like,
They're alright.
It's
all-
thick, bro.
That's not they're I don't know.
I like it.
like the cookies and cream one.
Yeah, I heard that was
Overall,
gas,
It's
bro.
good, but like, it tastes just like a peanut butter bar because there's so much peanut butter.
Yeah.
So
Like,
it
it doesn't even
taste
taste like
Oreos?
cookies. It doesn't even taste like cookies and cream.
They're not like
It's basically just like a bar of peanut butter with a little
The
bit of
metric
cookies and
bars are-
cream.
That's what this tastes like, just a lot of peanut butter. Like, I don't really taste s'mores.
yeah.
The
The
metric
metric
the
bars
ingredients is like every single one of them, like peanut butter's like one of the
Well, that's why it's like higher in fat, too.
Yeah, literally. So like ingredient lists, they go in order from like what they use the most.
Yeah.
And the first ingredient is peanut butter.
Yeah.
They're not bad. I mean,
No, they're good.
It's one of the better tasting ones I've had.
All the
Yeah.
employees at Alphaland, bro, like we spend way too much money on nano bars.
I spent $375 for this shit.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
I feel like they're just kind of too small. Like, how?
It's something that's like you don't buy it every day. It's like it's something like an occasion.
it's like I feel like it's like a cheat almost.
Yeah, if they made it like that,
Yeah.
for the same amount of calories, it would be better.
So basically like a Fit Crunch or like a Metabrex bar.
Yeah,
Metrics bars are
Metabrex
fucking
are good. Like that's a
super
whole
cookie.
meal replacement bar.
Hey, bro, you gotta throw that bitch in the microwave for 10 seconds. Pull it
The
out.
Fit Crunch ones?
No,
The Metrics.
the metrics
Yeah.
cookies, the super cookie crunch.
Yeah.
Bro.
I'm a slut for fucking cookies and cream, bro.
Bro,
so-
it's,
Yeah.
bro.
Anyways, sorry about that rant.
We live.
Yeah, we're live.
We live.
So, welcome to episode number 2 of the Barbell Boyz podcast. First things first, I just want to thank everybody for all the love and support y'all showed on the first one. It was actually,
For real.
yeah, the turnout was a lot better than I expected
A
it to
lot
be.
better.
So, I got a lot of positive feedback and DMs and stuff like that. So, I'm pretty motivated to keep this thing going.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, we have our first guest on the podcast.
Mr.
I'll let
Jake.
you, not from State Farm.
Yeah, definitely not from State Farm.
Not from State Farm, but
Mr. Jake.
Mr.
introduce yourself, Jake. I need your name, your birthday, your ethnicity,
phone number,
social security number,
single.
your vaccination status, all that good stuff. You know. No, I'm just fucking with you. Go ahead.
Damn. You want my social security number too?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Want
For the
my whole
record.
life? What's up? I'm Jake. The guy who picks up heavyweight.
Is that like your nickname or like do they say? Jake?
I'm the
Jake,
guy. I'm the guy who's always at the gym.
So you're a bodybuilder?
Bodybuilder, ex-powerlifter, turned bodybuilder.
Wait, so you did powerlifting first?
I did powerlifting for
About 14 months.
Yeah.
Like August 2020 to like a month ago, basically.
Well, like, what are your PRs like with all your lifts?
My deadlift, I got up to like 555.
It's okay, I guess.
That's cute.
It's too much, so I cheated.
Okay.
And then bench, I got 315, but it honestly went up pretty smooth. I feel like I could have got like 325.
Yeah.
And then squat, the most I've ever gone was 385 because I injured my hip for 9 months out of that 14-month period. So like I didn't squat at all.
Oh, so your
9
hip
months.
was injured the whole 9 months?
Yeah, and I didn't. And during that period, I also took like a 3-month break off of all compound lifts.
Yeah.
So out of the 14 months, I only squatted for like 2.5 of them.
So did you compete in like?
I never
or-
did step on stage. Never really, or step on a platform.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
They step on a platform. No, I never really had the desire. I just wanted to be strong.
Yeah.
Just wanted to be like the little guy who picks up heavy weight.
Cool. Did you think you were gonna pull bitches? So that like really what?
Yeah, what got you into fitness?
What got me into fitness?
Yeah.
Honestly, bro, to pull girls. Bro,
Really?
because like, yeah, bro, because like in high school, you know, I moved. And so I was like, okay, I'm moving to a new high school, can start a new life. And I was like super obese. I was like 40% body fat moving to high school. So it was the first time I moved somewhere where we had an apartment or like in a neighborhood gym.
Oh, okay.
So I saw that and I started going like 7 days a week for like an hour a day. But for like the first like 3 years, I didn't like focus on dieting. Like I purely just did cardio and lifting and saw like no results.
I feel like that's what everybody kind of starts, bro.
Yeah.
I saw absolutely no results for years. So that's why like now I try to help people who are new because I don't want them to waste that many years of training and dieting and all that other stuff.
Yeah. He's that guy, like when I first met him, he was like, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, you can do this.
Really? He was that guy?
He was 100% that guy.
That happened to me at Alpha.
Yeah, no, he wasn't that guy.
I'm a little bit of that guy. Like if I know you, I'll be that guy.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna do that to some random person.
But I take him as kind of like, so it's different. I think if like a stranger came up to me, and be like, who the fuck are you? Like, what do you,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But if it's like you, like, cause I know you've talked, I'll actually go to you, like, hey, check my phone real quick or something.
Mhm.
And you'll give me some critiques. And I think it's legit.
That actually happened to me like right before Alphaland closed. So Alpha League closed. I was doing some curls and like the weight was getting kind of heavy. So you know, you do your little cheat curl and you swing a little bit, your forearms off, whatever. And there's this guy next to me, massive dude. I've never met him before, but you could tell he's completely roided up, like looking massive, has all the acne, like steroids is just written like all over him. So I like do my curls and I put the weights back and I'm kind of just standing there resting, but I can see him through my peripheral and he's walking up to me and I'm like, this is not happening right now. Like I know he's gonna come tell me something. So sure enough, he fucking walks up to me. He's like, hey bro, just letting you know, if you slow down the curl and you squeeze at the top, you'll get a better contraction on your bicep. And like I've been lifting for a while, and I mean I'm decently built. Like I know I know what I'm doing. So I kind of just look at him. I was like, "Thanks, bro," and I like laughed, but I wasn't trying to laugh. I just couldn't believe that this was actually happening to me because this is the only like things I've ever seen like on like TikToks or YouTube videos or something like that, where like the gym guy like comes up to you and tries to critique you, but it's like an actual real thing. So
You said that happened at the old Alphalete?
yeah, I
I'm
have
actually
no athlete.
surprised about that. Like most people at Alphalete know, like if you don't know that person, don't approach them.
Yeah.
Critique them.
It's like, bro, I'm working at athlete, like I know what I'm doing.
Do y'all-
It was just funny to me, honestly.
Do y'all miss the old athlete? Because I was seeing some videos when I was over there. I was like, I low-key miss it. I think I miss the turf more than anything, like the green turf. Like, I just feel like the new one's always, it's the black turf at the Alphaland now, it's like a little more crowded and it's not as big.
It's a
And I
little,
just miss the vibe. Like, the vibe was like low-key better because there wasn't so much new people.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's also the beginning of the year, though, so
Yeah.
That's
it'll
true.
die down.
It's so busy.
Today was nice.
Yeah, today was shockingly nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today wasn't like super busy like it usually is.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do for a living, Jake?
I work at Alphaland.
Oh.
I'm a
What?
salesman there.
But you're salesman at Alphaland.
Salesman at Alphaland.
How do people get in contact with you?
Plug yourself, bro.
Plug yourself, bro.
Instagram JD Yang _
Yang, where'd you get that name from?
from my dad.
Yang.
Yeah.
So what, you're
Chinese
Chinese?
origin.
Chinese.
Chinese origins.
Okay, when I first met you, I swear I just thought you were Mexican. Like,
I thought you were just some white.
there's nothing
Bro,
about you that
everybody
was
does.
always Chinese to me. Like, I just don't get it. But
I mean, like whenever I smile, like yeah, my eyes get squinted, but also that everybody, bro, that's like everybody. Like right now, like you're at, like,
yeah,
like
exactly.
that's with everybody.
So wait, were you born in China?
Born and raised in Houston my entire life.
Really?
Chinatown of Houston.
But your descent from your
Like my dad was born in Shanghai, China.
Oh, okay.
And then
So you never
came
even lived
over
over there at one point?
I mean, I've gone there and like stayed there for like a month,
Yeah.
but never like lived there.
Gotcha.
But we used to go there every single year.
How is it?
It depends on how you view it, because like some people are like, oh, you go to China all the time, that must be so fun, so cool. I'm just like,
Yeah.
bro, I go there every year for like 2 to 4 weeks.
Damn.
Nobody there speaks English. Everything's banned. So like,
But you know Chinese,
Google's
right?
banned, YouTube's banned. Like
Oh,
everything is banned.
Wait, YouTube's banned?
Everything is banned over there. Like every like American app is banned over there.
So
Like
no
you
one
can't
knows
do
what
anything.
it is on, bro. Man, that's why
Like you
every
can't
state,
do
bro.
anything over there. Like no Netflix. Like you can't watch. Like bro, like you can't watch shows over there. You can't use Google. Like I literally just sit there and
Do they have
watch.
like a what's the government called? Like a communist government or whatever?
I don't even know what they call it. I don't think
Yeah, I
they're
don't know what
communists
it is, but-
anymore. Maybe social. I don't even know what they call it anymore. I genuinely have no idea.
So when you lived here in Houston, like growing up, did you grow up in like a traditional like Chinese household? Like, do you also follow like the traditions and all that kind of stuff?
In some aspects, yes, but my dad told me he tried his absolute hardest to raise me as an American, or at least like what he perceived
Yeah.
how Americans would be raised.
Yeah.
And like he did a really good job. Like he raised me, like he tried his absolute
Yeah.
best, even whenever we had nothing. But like, you know, I used chopsticks for dinner, you know, eating nothing but Chinese food all day, you know, fried rice,
Bro,
dumplings.
How does that work with your macros?
Well, at that time, like I said, I was 40% hard. I just ate, bro. I just ate everything, bro. Bro, like, have y'all seen my appetite? Just whenever we went to go eat that Chinese food an hour ago.
Oh yeah, we had a cheat meal today.
Yeah,
It my
today was
first
cheat day.
meal of 2021 or 2010.
In honor of Jake being Chinese, we had T-Gens.
Chinese food.
Yes.
Yeah.
I ordered my food in Chinese though. That
You
was
did.
funny.
He did.
They were freaking out.
Hey, the waitress loved him.
Yeah.
You ever pick up girls in Chinese, bro? You ever? Is that like a flex?
No.
I feel like it should be though.
It should be.
What? Speaking Chinese?
Yeah. I think, but if another girl knows Chinese, like say you were at like Alphaland working out, obviously if you were single, but if you like were at Alphaland and you just like saw some Asian chick and you just went up to her and started talking in Chinese, like I feel like that's a
I've
flex.
never
That's definitely
once
flex.
walked up to some random person and started speaking Chinese.
Isn't it like? Isn't I love you like shit them what I do or some shit like that?
Whiny.
Why?
Whiny.
Shit them.
Whiny?
I can't say it because my business line is shit them. I can't.
No. What?
What?
What do you? What's that first part you're trying to say?
Who said what?
What is konnichiwa?
That's Japanese.
Oh, okay. Wait, what's the
Shit
difference?
them, isn't it?
Japan and China. That's
I
like
mean, yeah, aren't they all?
two different
I don't know
countries,
how
two
to
different
define
languages.
ignorant.
Dude,
I'm
It's
so
like-
ignorant.
but
so-
that's like, bro, I don't even know how to compare it. Like 2 different languages, 2 different cultures.
Really? So there's
I mean, they both have
something
squinted eyes, but like that's about it.
Damn.
I mean, like, I don't even know how to compare it. That's like comparing Brazil to like Spain. Like they speak different languages, but like.
As you can tell, I just never paid attention to history class. I'm pretty ignorant.
Yeah, we went to Terry, bro.
Yeah.
That's all that needs to be said.
21. That's like the
I thought you were
prime.
older.
That's like the prime age. Older?
Why do you say it's prime?
Right, like being 21 is like you're not too young, you're not too old. I want to be stuck at 25 because when you're 25, you can vacation and you can rent a car.
That is true.
Like that's like the age where like you can stop and just enjoy life.
Do you party, bro? Because I feel like you just go to the gym, like, and work at the gym. You spend all day at the gym, like really.
How do you feel about that though? Like, how do you like working at the gym and then working out at the gym?
I like it because Alphaland, it's like, so my fellow coworkers, they look at me and they think I'm weird because I'll work an 8-hour shift and then I'll work out for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then I'll talk to people there for like an hour or two. So like I'm literally there for like 12 hours a day.
Bro, I was warming up for like an hour. I was like, Jake, where are you at? He's
And I was just like, I'm talking to somebody, like,
Yeah.
because I sell memberships there. So like I talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So whenever they see me there, they want to have a short conversation. But whenever I have a short conversation with like 50 people a day, it adds up.
Do you talk to that many people a day?
Oh, it's probably way more than that.
Way more than 50?
Well, I mean, like if you're talking like in total, like just at work or like work and
Both. Work, gym, like
Yeah.
the whole day.
Yeah, like whenever I'm working out, I understand how like social media influencers feel now because like I just walk in the gym and I have all these people that I've sold memberships to or
Yeah.
just talked to in general, and they're all like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" And then they try to have like a quick conversation.
Yeah.
And like I'm a really nice guy, so like I won't be like the guy be like, "Oh no, I'm going to work out." Like I'll talk to you, And so like I'll end up talking to people for like 5-10 minutes, and then I'll leave the conversation, walk 10 feet, and then I'll have another 5-10 minute conversation, and it's just over and over and over. So like I work out for like an hour and a half, but with all the people that talk to me, my workouts take like 3 hours.
Gosh, I remember the first time we talked, it was way longer than like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, it was like
we like went down the freaking rabbit hole. Yeah, it was probably like 25-30 minutes.
That's what happened, bro. Just people, and like I'm nice, like I like to talk to people, so
yeah, exactly.
It may like
it's okay if you just need a break from your workout, but that's cool. You say that.
Just an extended rest.
Yeah.
An extended rest.
If you're struggling, just say that. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
What questions do you have, bro?
So we'll get to those in a little bit. Now I'm like,
okay,
we started something. So
yeah.
So where's like your training split right now?
So I just hired my first bodybuilding coach, and he's got me on like a quad focused leg day.
Is that your favorite leg day?
Obviously.
I mean, Ash Shawty, bro. I just put him through my.
You know what? You know what he told me at the gym today? He was like, everybody knows me as the quad guy.
Quadzilla.
Apparently, I'm the guy just with big quads. I have body dysmorphia, so I personally don't think they're that big. Like I think they're like average, maybe slightly above average.
Yeah, they're different.
But people say like they just look at me and they see like my quads.
You know what's crazy? It's like whenever because you're always wearing a zip up fancy shirt and then some kind of joggers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the joggers definitely don't do your legs justice. I don't think you have like
the Alphaland joggers that we wear, like our uniform.
Yeah.
It hides everything, like your upper body, your lower body. Like unless you're absolutely jacked, you look tiny in it. Even our biggest employees look pretty small.
I don't know, bro. I personally didn't think his leg workout was and all that, but hey, you know.
I'm gonna insert the clip you died. I know what you're doing, but I will insert that clip.
Hey, bro, I was allegedly, I may or may not.
So back to your split. What else do you do besides legs? If there's anything else.
So Tuesdays are my chest and shoulders. Not a push day, so no tries. Just chest and shoulders. Wednesdays back, like all Latin back. Thursdays off. Friday is another leg day, but hamstring focused. And then Saturdays are arms, but not shoulders and arms, just bicep, tricep. Absolute tricep obliteration, bro. Like I can't bend my arms when I'm done.
That's pretty
good. He
nice.
does have some nice triceps.
Yeah.
And then Sundays are off days. So 3 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off. Yeah.
And your diet?
Right now I'm eating like 2760 calories.
Mm-hmm.
Do
you track part of MyFitnessPal?
Yeah, I track for the most part, I track like every single gram of food.
Do you feel like, I think this goes for everybody, at least from my experience, it's like whenever you first start tracking, it's super hard. Then it gets to a point where you already know like what the macros are and things, so you just kind of...
For people who are like new to tracking, it's extremely overwhelming because it feels more tedious than it actually is. And it gets easier over time. Like I've been tracking my food for years, like at least like 2 to 3 years. So like now I can just look at food and accurately guess the macros and the calories and everything else.
So I feel like recently there's been like this thing, I wouldn't necessarily say like in the fitness industry, but I've seen some like TikToks about it. So in reference to like tracking your macros and stuff, some people are saying like they think it's an eating disorder. Like constantly having to track your calories and like worrying about every little single thing. And then it's like, and then there's some people on the other side, which I would say I lean more towards, is like that's actually getting your eating in order. Yeah, it's not a disorder, but getting it in order. And so what's y'all's like perspective on that?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I think it just takes a lot of discipline because like eating disorder could be, eating too much, right, or too little. That's how I say so. Like a cake, like you want a cake, you go eat a cake. You want a brownie, you go eat a brownie. But then once you actually start tracking what you're actually eating and getting rid of all those bad foods. Mm-hmm. I feel like you actually started progress, and like you said, I think it's more progressive. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And so you would say it's more getting your eating in order. Yeah, just being more like mindful
rather than eating whatever the fuck you want and gaining weight and getting fat. Like that's not doing anything for you.
Yeah,
So if you can get that in order, I think that's like just like anything else, bro.
Yeah. What do you think, Jake?
So in my opinion, it kind of depends on your goals. So like as a bodybuilder, like you have to be on top of your macros. Like you got to know what you're putting in your body. Can't just be like junk food. You got to be like high quality.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like you got to hit the micronutrients just as well as your macros. If they're just as important, if not more important. And like if you want to be a bodybuilder, power lifter, or just look really good, it's not a necessity, but it is like very helpful. But if you're just like an average Joe who goes to the gym like 3-4 times a week just to stay healthy, there's absolutely no point. Like,
I think,
but it's not a disorder.
I think for a lot of people, go on, I'm sorry.
It's not a disorder. It's like you said, it's being disciplined to yourself and being goal oriented. Like it's just.
You don't think it's too extreme though to like try to track every single gram to the T?
Like if you have a goal, if you have a goal,
I'm talking about just for your average person. Say you're not a gym bro.
For your average person,
like,
if you're average person and you're like just getting to working out, I just think watching what you eat and substituting certain things will go a long way before you even need to touch that, right?
Yeah.
So instead of getting, hot Cheetos every night before dinner or whatever, maybe get baked hot Cheetos, or like instead of getting a Coke, get a
even
Coke
something
Zero,
as simple as that helps a lot.
Stop getting Coke, start drinking more water.
Yeah.
Just
instead of
watching
the baby steps.
Yeah, and for a lot of people who are just getting into the gym and to those things, they're gonna see tons of progress just with that alone. So no, you shouldn't just jump into it. And once you find that goal and you're like, you know what, I actually want to start bodybuilding, doing strength training, whatever you want to do, then you go from there.
Because I feel like at the same time too, if you've been eating a certain way your whole life, you're used to not tracking anything, you're just kind of eating freely, not really worrying about it. To go from that to like the extreme of like tracking every single gram, like I feel like that's a lot for just like your mental to take in. Yeah. Because you're just not used to it. So I feel like if you can just, like you said, just slowly integrate like the substitutes for all of like the bad stuff,
you just work your way into it.
That'd be your best case scenario.
Do you weigh your food?
I weigh everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like my chicken, rice, green beans, ground beef, oatmeal, everything.
So going off of that topic we were talking about, I think for me, because I never used to weigh my food. Like I would track by like, oh, this is 1 cup of rice, or this is roughly about half a pound of chicken, whatever. But then now, like I weigh everything, and I know that transition into starting to weigh everything felt like a lot. It seemed like a lot bigger deal than what it actually is. Like it doesn't take much time at all.
No, it doesn't. Like people say, whenever like I have like a few clients where I help them in like with nutrition and stuff, and like some of them tell me like, oh, I don't have time to weigh my food. And like it takes less than
it's like why you hired me.
It's like it takes less than a whole minute.
Yeah.
Like if you're eating protein, like protein oats, like that's like a staple, like protein or cream of rice, whatever. You put the bowl on the scale, you pour it, and then you put it in the microwave. That took about an extra 15, maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And then you put your protein in, you put it, like you weigh it. Some people, so I'm kind of OCD when it comes to weighing my food. Like a scoop of protein is 30 grams. I want it to be exactly 30 grams.
So
because
31, if you get 31, you're taking it out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like, at the end of the day, that's so like,
I'm not an OCD person, but like when it comes to that, like when it comes to like my health, like my macros, because I want to be bodybuilder, I do want to be as exact as I can.
Yeah.
But like you don't have to be like, though that 1 gram is not going to make or break anything, but it's just something that I'm very picky about. So I don't know why.
What is your goal in bodybuilding right now?
I want to get my pro card in classic physique.
Gotcha.
And
do you have like a time?
Classic physique is what Chris Bumstead does. So like the egg shape, like thick legs, small waist, wide upper body, thick back, all that stuff. I'm only 5'9" though, so like I'll probably compete in the 5'9", 5'10" range. So people within an inch of like in my height, and I think you have to be like no more than 207 pounds body weight on stage.
Jeez.
And that's on stage like shredded, diced 207.
Diced at 207.
What are you right now?
I'm like 194.
And you're like,
and I'm like 17% body fat.
Yeah. So
like I need to get a lot of it. I don't even put. I have the mentality that I don't want to step on stage for fun. I want to step on stage to win. Yeah. So like if I'm gonna step on stage, I'm gonna try to like I want to be ready to get my pro card.
Yeah, for sure.
So like I probably won't step on stage for like a minimum of like 2 to 4 years.
Yeah, well that's good. I mean, at least you're pretty like that's like a realistic time frame. I would say.
Like, a lot of people have been asking me to do summer shredding in October.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, it's kind of a waste of time because that 3 to 4 months that I'm going to be spending prepping to getting shredded, I could be spending getting bigger for my pro card because you don't get a pro card or like you don't make nationals from summer shredding. That's just like a smaller event. Christian said he wants it to be like a bigger event, like and stuff. But for now, I kind of just want to focus on getting bigger.
I'm sure Daddy Goodson will make it happen somehow.
I'm sure he will. With all the stuff that he's doing, I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. He told me he wants it to be like the most popular. Like he wants it to be like the Olympia.
Yeah.
Damn. That's some big aspirations.
He has.
I think if
goals.
there's anybody that's gonna do it, it's gonna be him. 100%.
It would be.
So I'm just thinking about C-Bum. Like C-Bum's obviously on the juice. So like, how are you gonna get as big as like C-Bum? Like how is this gonna? You plan on doing this naturally, dude?
It's like a little bit of apple juice.
So I am an enhanced athlete.
Got you.
This is my first like quote unquote bulking cycle, like size.
Yeah.
Some people don't say bulking, whatever. But this is the first time I've ever tried to put on some serious mass with PEDs, gear, steroids, whatever we want.
So is this your first cycle?
This is not my first cycle, but it's like, I want to say it's my first proper cycle with a coach, like proper, like everything is proper, like everything is like, just being done the right way.
So what transitions like, well, how long were you lifting naturally before?
About 7 years.
Really? Well, I mean, that's a good.
So like, I'm not the guy who lifted for like a year or two and was like, all right, I want to be big.
Hold on, so you're 21 and you lifted naturally, so you were 13 when you started lifting?
I had just turned, like it was right before I turned 14.
Really?
So is that when you started getting like serious into it?
No, I didn't.
Just
So
in and out.
So from 2014 to 2016, I kind of like, I would go every day, but like I wasn't training intensely. Like it was just simple, like 3x10s, literally just did chest and biceps every single day.
As we all do.
I did not touch legs for like my first 4 or 5 years of lifting.
Yeah.
Damn.
And the fact that I have good legs now, it's like, I think I have good genetics. I just didn't take advantage
So
of it.
Chinese genetics, bro. Chinese guys get fucking jacked.
Chinese guys, like, if they actually work out, like my coworkers, like we have like a little Asian clique.
Yeah.
We all have some big legs.
Bro, there is a lot of Asians that work in Alphaland.
Dude,
Yeah, and they're all jacked.
like shout out to my homies Poe, Jason, Hung, bro. Like us three, or us four, bro. Like we're all like the Asians that work at Alphaland with big legs, bro. Like
Yeah.
I just met them the other day when I was working at EJ there. They're actually really cool.
yeah, but like they're also like Poe. He's like everybody's hype man. Like he's the most hype guy you'll ever meet. Like you'll be working out and then he'll come over and hype you up,
Yeah.
like compliment you on anything.
I went in there. I was like, "Hey, bro, I'm a deadlift today." He's like, "I got you. What song you want?"
Yeah, bro. Like
Oh, because he's in charge of the music.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "Damn, that's tight."
Yeah, that's nuts, yeah.
Yeah, but like Poe,
Yeah,
like
that's nice.
he's everybody's hype man. Like I was doing leg press and like he just walked up behind me, like, "Let's go, Jake, lift that way." Like, look at them, like I'm like,
It's the best part about Alphaland, man.
that's everybody at
Everywhere,
Alphaland,
bro.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's nice.
100%.
Back to
Yes.
the whole gear thing, though. So what I was getting at is what was the turning point for you? Like, what made you decide, all right, like this is what I want to do. I want to do bodybuilding, and I'm gonna get on gear.
So I did powerlifting for a long time, and I kind of shifted into power building, which is like just strength mixed with volume, so you can get bigger and stronger at the same time. About midway through 2021, so like whenever I went to Alphaland, the old Alphaland, that's whenever I decided, like I saw all these big dudes, and like I was only focused on getting stronger at the time, and I was like, these dudes are pretty big. I think I want to get big too.
Yeah.
So like I shifted into power building, and then I got like a couple like minor injuries, like where I couldn't bench for a while, I couldn't deadlift or squat, and so I just did more accessories, and like I missed the pump basically. Like I love getting a pump in the gym, doing like volume. I love volume work. As you can tell, like from my quad day, like all 4x15s, 4x20s, like eccentric control, like dude, just getting a nasty pump and then seeing, because you gotta think about it. You gotta think about it. Whenever you get a pump, like your muscles are bigger, they're inflated. So you see how you would look if you were bigger.
Yeah, you could be.
Yeah, so like
You're never gonna be that good.
Yeah,
there was this guy on TikTok. I saw a TikTok about it, and like he put it pretty well.
And we're back.
All right, I think I was at like I saw this TikTok of this guy, and it was basically like whenever you're at the gym and you're getting a nice pump, you see yourself bigger, but whenever you go home, you lose the pump, and so like you see yourself in the bigger image, so you keep working out to chase the pump, so you can see yourself getting bigger.
Constantly chasing that look.
You'll never be as big as your pump.
Yeah.
So it's like, today we hit legs, we had a nasty pump, but now our legs are obviously like the inflation weights are smaller. And so we just want to chase the pump. We want to be as big as our pump, but we'll never be as big as
Do you
our
think
pump.
that's motivating to you?
It really is.
Like, is that what keeps you coming back to the gym?
It does, and that's not what
I mean, I'm sure it's not like the one only factor, but is that?
it does help because like
like say like for example, like on an arm day, like your triceps are looking big, your arms overall just looking huge, and so you're like, what if I was this big without a pump? And so like it just keeps you going.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say I'm motivated at all. Like I don't really have motivation. I'm just dedicated. Like I don't like I like going to the gym. Like I love the feeling of the pump and all, but it's just like I want to be a bodybuilder. So even on days where I'm tired or I don't want to get up or go to the gym, I'm just like, to reach your goals, you have to be dedicated. So
does it feel like routine?
It's a routine.
100%.
So like if on days that I don't work out, I feel out of my limit.
Like for me, it's hard. Like this Sunday, I took a rest day, and it was hard. Like I wanted to go to the gym. Like I was like,
like me and Carla, my girlfriend, we went to Alpha Eats yesterday on Sunday, our rest day, because she wanted to eat their food because Alpha Eats food is really good.
Yeah, it was good.
And we were just there, and we were like, it was both of our rest days, and we're like, we want to work out so bad, and just being in the gym and not working out is so weird.
Yeah. In reference to motivation, honestly, I think on our last podcast, we did a very shit job at talking about motivation. So, and Michelle was kind of telling me about this too. I feel like us three are a lot different than most people when it comes to like the gym and motivation stuff. Because obviously we love it, right? Mm-hmm. And what we were talking about was, it's a choice. You have to make a choice to do it. But I feel like a lot of people's choice would be to not go because they're not motivated. They can't find the motivation. And I was trying to think of like what else has motivated me in the past. Like before I was in love with like working out and stuff like that. And I wanted to find something that was like more relatable for other people. And one thing that I've always gone back to is instead of thinking about like my goal and like where I want to be, like whether I want to gain 20 pounds or lose 20 pounds, I tell myself, this is the phrase I use, just win the day. Like when I'm struggling or like if I want to binge and eat and break my diet or don't want to go to the gym, I just think about one day and I tell myself, just like win the day. Like just go to the gym, do something. You don't have to have like the most amazing workout of your life, but just show up, do something, move a little bit, sweat. And then when it comes to like your macros, if you're tracking, you're doing anything like that, just hit your macro for that day. Just that day. And the reason why I say just win the day, you will feel very overwhelmed if you're thinking about your end goal every single, day, essentially. For me, it's always been just win the day and maybe tomorrow when you wake up the next morning, it'll be easier. And it may not be, you know what I mean? You may wake up the next day and it might be even fucking harder than the next one. But then you do it again and you do it again and then you do it again. And then it's like 3 days from now, 4 days from now, like you strung together these days, you know what I mean? So
I don't know if I have anything like that. For me, like if I don't want to go, I just say stop being a fucking bitch, go to the fucking gym, or I just be like, what I will say, like if there's days like I just like feel like fatigued or just don't want to go, I just be like, bro, just gotta go, just keep moving forward, and that's what I say. Because like you're right, if you keep thinking of your end goal, it gets a little discouraging sometimes. Yeah. Just like especially if you weigh yourself every day, like we do, right? Yeah. Like you gotta lose 20 pounds, you're fluctuating, 2-3 pounds every day. Like the consistency of that just makes you like, damn, I got so much further to go. But for me, I don't really have anything like that. Like I'm when I go, it's because I know this is what my goal is, and that's what I'm gonna go to. But I don't have like any motivation of that sort, like in depth like that.
Yeah, that's just like I said. I just felt like last time we kind of did a shit job at like explaining that. So I just kind of wanted to go in here.
Like, I feel like people take being dedicated, like what you were saying, like, oh, I feel like shit, I'm fatigued, I'm tired, like, but you still go to the gym. I feel like that's extremely overrated. People are like, oh yeah, when people tell me I go to the gym 7 days a week, I look at them like, why? Why would you do that?
It's funny because I saw him do that. He's like, what do you mean you go 7 days a week?
No, I'm serious.
He's
because
like,
because people think, like you go to the gym every day to get bigger, but like recovery is extremely underrated.
Sleep.
Like recovery, sleep, hydration, nutrition, it's all extremely underrated. Like, yeah, you go to the gym 7 days a week, but if you went 4 or 5 times a week, you'd actually have more gains because you'd have time. Because you got to think about how do muscles grow. Whenever you lift weights, you have all those little muscle fibers that are being torn apart. Yeah. But if you don't give them time to recover and literally repair, put themselves back together, but stronger, bigger, they're just never going to recover. They're never going to repair themselves. So you just keep on tearing muscle fibers without them actually being repaired. So they're not going to get bigger.
That's something I'm starting to implement now as rest days because at the beginning of the year, we've been working out consistently. I didn't take my first rest day till the 18th. And that's because I was telling him, I was like, dude, my body's hurting. Like, I went to the gym.
Yeah.
I'm seeing, like, weights I know I can do in the rep. Like, they just feel heavy. Like, I'm getting pains. I just, like, it's just not working out.
So stuff like that, there's like, this is like a powerlifting thing, but this is honestly something that everybody should implement. Like once every two, like for a normal lifter, like y'all go and lift heavy, like do volume, but like you're not like a power lifter or a bodybuilder. You just go there to like be healthy, kind of trying to get a little bit bigger, leaner. It's just, most bodybuilding coaches that I know, they don't work out for more than like 3 to 4 days in a row. Like, people, they go 6 days on, 1 off.
3 or 4?
3 or 4.
Damn, I go 6 days in a row.
Like a lot of people like to do push-pull leg. That's one of the most common. They do push-pull leg, rest. The right way to do it is push-pull leg, rest, push-pull leg, rest, push-pull leg, rest.
Yeah.
And just keep repeating it because you got to let your body recover properly. Obviously having like 3 days in between, like that is pretty good amount of time to recover. But just having that 1 day makes a huge difference.
Yeah, because what's like, because you said you hadn't taken a rest day in like 18 days or whatever, and then like what's happening to your body right now? You're starting to feel pain.
Yeah,
this hurts.
I'm definitely going through it right now, man. It sucks. But it's like I knew I needed those rest days, bro. I was so motivated. I was like, man, let's go.
See, stuff like
it's
that.
It's like Alphaland's a vibe, bro. It's okay, And then now, pain the repercussion.
You mentioned earlier that you have body dysmorphia. So what can you tell me about that? I mean, I've never had it, so I'm kind of curious.
So
what is body dysmorphia?
You've never had it? That's actually very rare in the fitness community to not have body dysmorphia. So actually, props to you. That's actually really cool.
I think you do.
What? What do you mean?
Nah, you do.
No,
you don't like your
that's
body.
Good, bro.
I don't think I have it. Well, okay, what is it? Yeah.
So
I have a general idea.
Body dysmorphia. It's basically like you never feel as good as you look. So it's kind of like, for me, I feel like I have small legs. I don't think my legs are that good.
That's just not true, bro.
Exactly.
How? Like that is
exactly. Like
I have a picture of his legs.
Yeah,
here.
insert legs here.
Insert quads here. But it's like that's just how I feel. Like I feel like they're not big enough. I feel like my chest. Like I feel like I'm not strong enough. I feel like I'm not lean enough. But yet again, I'm like at the same time I feel like I'm semi-lean, but at the same time I feel like I'm fat as hell.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're never proud of yourself.
But does that like fuck with you?
A lot. But like I kind of ignore it now because I've had it for so long. Because like I said, I was 40% body fat when I was a kid. So like I always have like that fat kid mindset.
Yeah.
I never like. There's a movie, Central Intelligence with The Rock. I don't know if y'all seen the movie.
Yeah.
There's this clip because in the show, like he was fat in high school and then he got really jacked. And there's a clip of him looking at himself in the mirror, or it was like glass, but it looked like a mirror. And like he was all jacked, but then his mirror image was him being fat. So like he looked in the mirror and all he saw was that fat kid whenever he was younger. And that's like what I see.
I can be the old chubby, But I think that's a different thing too, because I feel like I have a lot of confidence, and so like obviously I have my days like I'm like, man, I'm fucking choppy,
Yeah.
And other days I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like I just need to work on this.
See, like I have like very.
But does that fuck with you? Like when I say fuck with you, I mean like, do you get like down about it? You're like shit.
Because I don't feel like I get down about it.
Yeah.
I just feel like I don't like this about myself, and I need to work on it to fix it.
Yeah.
And then it's like.
So you still have a positive outlook at the end.
For me, yes.
I just don't think you have body dysmorphia then. Or am I just not getting it?
I don't know.
Because body dysmorphia is kind of like a constant thing. Like, so it's not where you have your moments.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
So I feel like some days I look in the mirror like, damn, I'm looking good, I'm looking lean, and then like something, bro, I'm fucking bloated, bro.
Okay, so why do you say I have body? What about me gives off body dysmorphia?
Well, just like when you were like before we started this cut, like how you were like, dude, I'm fucking fat. Like,
that's because I was.
Is that not?
I just feel like that's not body dysmorphia. I just feel like.
So like if it's just a brief moment, then no, it's not. If it's just a brief moment, like I feel like.
I mean, that was a long brief 3 months.
I feel like that is very vague. There's like.
It depends
on your eyes. So in your eyes, you feel fat.
I'm fat.
Yeah. And other people they're like, damn, Justin look good. Like, because people will still call you like, damn, we're getting bigger.
Yeah.
And you feel like, dude, I'm fucking fat. Like,
yeah.
Is that not what it is?
I just feel like body dysmorphia, like you look at yourself and you're extremely just unhappy.
Yeah.
Like,
it's basically you're unhappy.
I personally never felt that. I might be like, yeah, damn, I'm fat, but like I don't get down about it. Like I just be like, okay, we'll do some cardio or get your diet together.
Yeah, that's kind of how I see it. So
Like no talkies
maybe
late at
not.
night.
Hey,
I feel like what?
no talkies late at night.
Yeah. Bro, we gotta insert.
I had a bad day. I didn't win that day. I fucking lost.
That was
okay?
a- that was
It's
a
okay
loss.
to take some loss. I didn't win. Fuck the gym. Fuck the macaroni.
Bro, it was
Yeah.
so funny.
You were sick though, right?
No, I wasn't sick. I hurt my back.
So
He was injured. He couldn't move. So like,
Yeah.
I mean,
let's tell the pod about that moment, just in case you can't upload the video.
Well, I mean, pretty much what happened was I was at the gym and did a back workout. I don't know what I did. It's normally when I don't stretch properly and I pull something. I don't know what it is. I've done it like literally 100 million times. So normally it just takes like a day or two for my back to recover and then I'm perfectly fine. Well, I couldn't work out or move or do anything, so I'm just sitting on the couch and there's a fucking bag of Takis like sitting next to me. That's been there forever.
It's been there forever.
Yeah.
bro, they were so
I
good.
never had cravings. Like this whole time I've been losing weight and everything. Never had cravings. But I was just sitting there just looking at it and I'm like, fuck, dude. So I grabbed the bag and there I goes, you know,
See,
one
that's like-
chip. I'm like, I'm just gonna have one.
It's
Or I'm
funny
just gonna have two.
because as he was grabbing the bag, I was walking out the door and I know the bag of chips are there because it's been there for a while. So I heard the
You heard it.
and I was like, bitch. Someone over there, I had to call him out on it, bro.
Yeah.
I did it like
He was hiding in the
so. Something from my experience, like if you're trying to cut down and get lean, don't buy things that are easily accessible. So like don't buy.
Been there before.
Like for me personally, it's like I can't buy protein bars on the cut because I will eat like a handful of them out in one
You don't
sitting.
need protein bars on a cut?
Huh?
You don't need protein bars on a cut?
I don't buy snacks. Like whenever I'm cutting, I don't buy things that I can just grab and eat.
But it's a protein bar.
They're like protein bars are like 200 calories, and if I'm cutting, I'm eating like 2K or less.
Yeah.
Like whenever I'm like deep into my cut, I'm eating like 2K calories or less, and like I can never eat one protein bar.
Really?
I have to eat I have a huge appetite, so like I'll eat one, and then two.
It's just not like worth the calories for
And
you.
it's like I just ate those 3 protein bars. It's not satiating at all,
Gotcha.
and that's
Yeah.
600 calories out of my 2,000.
That's how I feel about baked hot Cheetos. Cause shit, I was buying that shit too. I was like, bro, it's kind of healthy. Like I was like, it's a supplement. Like I can fit it in. But then like I never fucking weighed it. I'm just like eating there mindlessly. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, I
Exactly.
just fucking bag.
That's why it's
So
like-
if you haven't, if you noticed, I haven't been buying it because I know that's what I do.
I finished the whole bag of Takis. Yeah, and that was just the beginning. Because once I start, it's the rest of the day. I lose the day. I'm like, fuck it, I already lost, so we're just gonna go all out.
That's
Have you ever had like a binging problem?
so bad. I still have it. It's late at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's like
Late-
your go-to?
Late at night. Like for binging,
Yeah, like
it depends on what I have.
Hey, whatever's
Just
there.
whatever
baby.
accessible.
It depends on what I have. So like my coworkers were talking about this the other night, and so like I had this mindset when I went to Costco, and I know I shouldn't have. I was like, I'm bulking.
Fuck that,
like-
bulking.
I fucked up with that. I said I'm bulking. I can buy some snacks. I bought like that 24 pack of variety cookies. It's like nut, oatmeal raisin, chocolate chip cookie. I ate a dozen,
Hey, but you're bulking, bro. It's cool.
and
Yeah,
then
bulking.
and then I ate like 4 protein bars, and then like 6 little packets of fruit
Yeah, you
snacks,
get full.
and then I ate like 3 fruit by the foots, and then I had like 3 protein shakes. I ate like 3K calories in 45 minutes,
In one sitting.
45 minutes?
and that was only like an hour after I had dinner.
Holy
Hell
shit.
no.
And so that's why I'm saying, like, whenever I start my binge, I don't stop. And then the next night I did the exact same thing. I ate the other 12 and then more protein shakes, protein bars.
That's what I'm
fruit,
saying,
other
bro. It's a
fruit,
dedication.
fruits.
Like you gotta be. So for me, like if there's a thing of brownies here, I'm like, I can have one. I eat that one, I'm fucked because I'm eating all of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Like,
can't
that's how I
stop.
am. Like, as somebody who's studying nutrition, like for my major, like it's okay. Like if you're trying to cut but you want an Oreo, don't kill yourself over that Oreo. Just eat one.
Yeah.
Or eat one cookie. But it all depends on, can you stop? Like if I'm on a cut, I can probably stop myself. But whenever I'm bulking, dude, like I have that mindset where like, oh, I'm eating more, so just eat, and I just don't stop.
Yeah.
Like I don't have that thing in my head telling me, okay, that's the last bite. And even if I do, I'm like, shut up.
That's kind of what I was
Sure.
talking about in the last podcast, how your mind will literally just
Just
come up. Yeah, it'll make any excuse or you will find any justification to like fuck up and like eat and binge and all that stuff.
Once again, food is such a temporary pleasure. You can have the instant gratification when you eat that cupcake. Someone said, "I'll buy you a or I'll eat that cupcake for you," and I posted on the story.
What?
I never said that.
I'll eat that cupcake.
Yeah, they're like, "Don't worry, I'll eat the cupcake for you." So it says you can have the instant gratification when you eat a cupcake and it tastes good, but you forget about it 5 minutes later. Or you can delay that satisfaction for a much greater reward when you take your shirt off at the beach. Feel good, incredible, good about yourself.
So like that is pretty good, but like at the same time,
You gotta find that balance.
you gotta find a balance. There has to be a balance.
For us, like we're not competing. We're doing this for our own sake, right?
Yeah.
So as dedicated as we are, like if we wanted to have like the one Oreo, like if we wanted to go out drinking, whatever, like it's not gonna kill us, but we gotta do it in moderation, right?
Exactly. Like everything in moderation is fine.
I agree. So
I mean, I drank last night. I had like 7 drinks, quesadillas. What else did I have? Sliders, French fries.
What are you making me?
Yeah, I went out. That's why I look so jacked today.
that company's great.
all carved up.
Yeah.
Do you take any supplements?
I take a lot of supplements.
Like what? Do you take like? So I guess for the general audience out there who doesn't really know much about supplements.
So whenever it comes to like necessities, honestly, like just like to name a few, like a multivitamin is like the number one thing that you should have. Everybody should have a multivitamin.
Like the Flintstones gummies.
Those are I don't take any gummies though because each gummy, like gummies have like calories in them. So like that your one serving of multivitamin gummies have 15 calories. But like if you do that for your vitamins, like for multiple vitamins, that's like 100 calories worth of vitamins in the like gummy calories in there.
That's why I waited.
Like those like that blue bottle, those ashwagandha gummies.
Yeah.
That's like 40 calories per 2.
Yeah.
And then plus my multivitamin, that's like, and then plus I used to have like other gummies I would take in the morning. So I was eating like 80 calories worth of gummy vitamins in the morning. And when I was cutting, I didn't want to do that because I also thought about like that's like another like 75 grams of rice that I can be satiated.
God damn.
Like that's the way that I would think about
For
it.
me, I would just eat the gum. Like, I don't need stuff
See,
like
like,
that.
I think in the long run, the vitamins are probably a little bit like just overall better for you than 75 grams of rice. It's more beneficial. I would
So
say.
it's like when
No, like I still take my vitamins. I just take like the pills and not the gummies.
Oh, okay. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, so like I take a multivitamin, D3, and B12. Those are like the 3 staples that everybody should take. But then, for me, like I do like to take a little bit extra, like ashwagandha. I don't do it for like the testosterone support or whatever. I do it for the
your
low.
Glizzy bigger. You can say that, bro. We know you're Chinese.
Oh my god. You can ask my girlfriend.
let's FaceTime right now.
That's cool. I believe you.
But no, I do like
What are those
to like lower my cortisol and stuff. Just like ashwagandha, I don't do it for the test part. I do it for the lower stress, anxiety, cortisol, all that stuff.
Gotcha.
Just to name off my top of my head, I take a lot of vitamin C as well. Fish oils, magnesium, joint support. I was a powerlifter, so I took joint support.
Mm-hmm.
And even as a bodybuilder, I feel like you kind of have to. And because I am an enhanced athlete, I do take organ support as well. Because
What is that?
Organ support.
Oh, organ.
Organ support. So, like
Liver health.
exactly. So like steroids are bad on like your liver and kidneys.
Yeah.
So like you take that, just help support it a little bit. Digestive enzymes, I'll take a lot of that because I'm eating 280 grams of protein a day. So
That's
or intaking, not eating, intaking. So, I have to have a good digestive system. Also, shout out to Amp Subs. Use code Jake. I do take my. I do take my morning greens every single morning.
Yeah.
Just because it's good for. I don't take it for the bloating, but that can help with some people. But it is really good with to help your digestive system to start your morning off with some greens.
I got BPN greens, like the lemon flavor. Dude, I cannot. Like,
they're not
that's how much I FaceTimed you and I tried to fucking dry scoop it.
Oh, yeah.
You tried to dry scoop
I
greens?
tried because he dry scoops
I
it.
dry scoop greens.
I don't know if he fucking does it.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the only way I can do it. I can't drink it.
Yeah,
I can
it
only dry
tastes
scoop
like
it.
ass, bro. It tastes.
He's a good fucking name.
You're an animal, bro. You're an animal, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, but Amp stuff, their stuff actually tastes good. They're the only greens I've ever had where I can tolerate it.
How much water do you put?
I take a small sip out of my water bottle and then I pour it in my bottle.
Yeah, I just get a mouthful of water. Well, but at first I do the water first. I put the water in my mouth first.
If
then
you
I
ever
do
dry
the
scoop,
rest,
put
I
water
just
first. If you
Yeah,
put
sure.
the powder first and then water, you can die.
What?
Cat.
No, they're literally
Like the
been,
cinnamon challenge?
they're literally people have died from the cinnamon challenge.
Yeah,
That's
is it like the same
dry
thing?
Yeah, well, yeah, to an extent because you got to think cinnamon gets really thick whenever it puts saliva. That's why the cinnamon challenge is so hard, and so like sometimes it chokes you can't breathe. Same thing with dry scooping. It's bad for your larynx.
Yeah.
Or however you pronounce that. Larynx.
Lungs?
your larynx,
Oh,
or whatever it's called.
We in anatomy. I'm actually
Your
filming
esophagus.
anatomy.
I don't know.
Your esophagus. Well, yeah, kind of.
Have you ever had roid rage?
No. So like people. So if we're like leaning back towards the gear conversation,
It was thought in my head.
Just yes or no.
we didn't even finish
This
that
is random.
conversation.
Yeah, I
We didn't
know.
even finish
It's
talking
like-
about the gear aspect. But people don't really understand steroids. Like they think the basic stuff. You take steroids, you get super horny, you get super angry, and you get jacked. That is simply just not how it is.
So you're not horny?
No, I didn't say that.
Is that the PP work?
Yeah, that would be fine.
Wait, have your balls shrink?
That actually can be a side effect.
Is
Yeah.
that why you're taking
That actually-
Honda?
You don't have much to lose, bro. Is there like a
I don't know what I want to say. I don't know what I want to say.
No, we're fucking with you, bro.
I don't know. But no. So
So you never had a roid rage like incident?
I've never had roid rage before, so everything, it's kind of just like how you are as a person is enhanced. So I was always like a really nice guy. So on my first ever cycle, I actually lost every single ounce of aggression. Like I never got mad. I got agitated a little bit, but I never got pissed. I never got mad. Like, and it was a 6-month cycle.
Wow.
I never got mad.
That's long, right? 6 months.
Well, for your so have you ever heard of newbie gains?
Yes.
Yeah.
So steroids work the same way. Your first cycle, your body's gonna like hyper respond to it.
Oh,
Takes
okay.
you really well. So their first cycle, you do want to do it for a little bit longer. So for like now that I'm not on my newbie game for steroids, my cycle is only 4 months. Like that's the cap. Like you
Yeah.
typically don't want to go over 4
I was
months.
gonna say usually like a 12 to 16-ish.
12, like 10 to 16 weeks is typically what people do.
Oh, okay.
10, 12, 16 weeks. That's typically what like a bodybuilder would do for like their bulking cycle or whatever. But yeah, no, I've never had roid rage. Now I am taking a little bit more serious stuff, so like I can be like slightly more agitated,
Yeah.
but that's just like small stuff.
So you're like
so,
fucking blasting right now, like.
no.
Which are you in trouble?
Blasting isn't smart. People who just take like, I know like Daddy D Trent on TikTok, people like to listen to him. And he even like, I know he messes around a lot, but he does get serious sometimes, and he tells you like people cannot handle a gram of test, a gram of Tren.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, Tren is the most overrated gear substance that I've ever
Really?
The most overrated.
I hear it all the time. That's like
You can get
Like that's all.
It is-
trend is a trend.
Yeah.
so when it comes to gear, it's like a family tree. There's like 3 different things. You have DHT, you have testosterone, and then you have 19-nor. DHT is what there's the most amount of cycle compounds, like you have your masteron, your Anavar, your Winstrol, all that stuff. A lot of people don't want to take them because it's prone to hair loss. So I am not genetically predisposed to hair loss. So my entire first
Years
cycle,
out of the question for me.
My-
I'm already halfway bald.
my entire first cycle was all DHT,
Yeah.
and I did not lose any hair. So like, thank goodness I was
Yeah, that's
genetically blessed for that, because a lot of people, you know, like certain TikTok people at our gym took DHT and lost hair, and they're like, yeah, I can't take that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, he only took it for 2 weeks.
Do you think there's a lot of fake natties at Alphaland?
There's way too many fake natties.
Dude.
Damn.
Like, I am extremely open about it because I don't want to give false expectations.
Yeah. Sure.
You know,
Damn, I respect that.
I'm very honest about everything. I'm not gonna say it on YouTube what I take or
Yeah,
how much
sure.
I take,
Yeah, don't.
but
We probably obviously don't recommend it either.
Yeah.
No,
we don't.
we are not recommending anything.
Yeah. I mean, I don't take the shit.
I do. It is controlled by a doctor. I do get my blood tested. There's 3 different types. You got DHT, testosterone, and 19-nor, or nandrolone. So basically, DHT is like the hair loss. So people try to stay away from that. Testosterone is like the building block. If you ever run a cycle, you have to have testosterone as your base, because if you don't, you can have problems with like high estrogen, and
Is that where you like develop like?
so that's where the side effects really kick in.
Yeah.
So that's why people get side effects, because their hormones out of whack. Like they're out of whack. So that's why we have things called AIs, which is aromatase inhibitors. You know, like Arimidex, Caber, all these other things where like if you're actually getting any estrogen side effects, you take that and it helps like bring it down. That's why whenever you post cycle, you take different stuff to level out your hormones after you're done with your cycle. You know, you have stuff like Nolvadex, HCG, clomiphene, all these different things that will be prescribed by your doctor. You got to get your blood test like every few months, like 2 to 3 months, just to make sure like everything's correct. And so if anything's wrong, like your cholesterol can go wrong, like something with your liver, you just have to stop.
Is that how often you get yours done? Like 2 to 3 months?
I get mine like once every 2 to 3 months. I just got it done, just a few weeks ago. So like
Yeah.
I know I'm all good right now. Cholesterol is just a tiny bit high, but that could have been from something else.
Like eggs.
Eggs, that could have
heard.
been in from anything.
Anything.
It wasn't like dangerously high. It was just like right at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like like I was saying, training is extremely overrated because yes, it gets you results, but the side effects are not worth.
Yeah.
They're not worth it. There's other things that you can take, like Masteron. D-ball's kind of overrated as well.
D-ball. It's
D-ball.
like your basic stuff. Your D-ball, your test.
So shout out to Ronnie.
Literally.
Your basic stuff, your D-ball, your
He doesn't sound good.
so back in the day, those were like a staple, but
Yeah.
as time goes on and we learn more,
Yeah.
D-ball is slightly overrated just because, anything oral is going to be extremely liver toxic.
Yeah.
So orals for most people, especially like if you're prone to health issues or cancer or anything, like it's just a no-go. But you should always have a coach to tell you what to take. And if you like have a problem, you can discuss that. But basically always listen to your coach. You're paying him for a reason. Just do what he says. Most of the
That's
time
crazy.
they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Of course, so you're just hiring some random guy. But
So the coach you meet down the alley.
yeah,
No.
you probably shouldn't do that.
So even if you are a coach though, because like you coach people, right?
Yeah, but I don't coach people with enhancements because I'm not educated enough.
Okay.
Like what I know, like compared to y'all, is like a lot.
Yeah.
But what I know compared to coaches is nothing.
Gosh.
I don't know anything compared to coaches. Like,
So
know
does your
everything.
coach that you have now teach you all this stuff? You
So
know
he
about
doesn't
keto and all that?
necessarily teach me. He just tells me what to take.
Gotcha. Do you take it upon yourself to learn about it though?
I do. I've been studying them for a
That's
few
smart.
years.
Yeah.
Going into like actual genuine scientific researches, as well as like, I know this sounds really bad, but this is where a lot of people learn. Like not to learn about the substances, but how people react to them in certain dosages and times of usage and things that they're genetically predisposed to. Reddit.
Really?
I heard Reddit's the fucking heat, bro.
Yeah. I've been
Reddit
told to go to
is
Reddit,
where
especially
a
for the
lot of
podcast.
bodybuilders learn stuff from. Obviously, take everything with a grain of salt because people on
Yeah.
Reddit are weird. But like I've read a lot of people's experiences with certain stuff. People on Reddit are crazy, bro. They're taking like 800 milligrams of test and like 600 milligrams of tren.
That's a
and,
blast,
and like
right?
that's a
That's
blast.
like
That is an
fucking
absolute
sending
blast. So a reason why a blast is not good is because the more you use, the more you lose. So like, yeah, you'll get absolutely jacked in 3 months, but in like 2 weeks after you're done, you're gonna lose like 10 pounds of
Yeah.
muscle, fat, water, everything.
Yeah.
So it's just not worth it. And it's real at that much that they're taking, it's ridiculously expensive for no point.
So let me ask you a question. So after your first cycle, you did like a 6-month cycle, right? What did you do a PCT?
I did PCT. I did take something called clomiphene as well as tamoxifen.
So how much of those gains did you keep?
So
I don't know what any of that stuff.
So at the time, whenever I was
Post-cycle
taking it,
therapy.
I was training for strength, not size, as well as in a calorie deficit because I was trying to lose weight. I shouldn't have done that
Yeah.
because, now knowing what I know, I should have been eating more to put muscle on because you're a hyper responder. But that's where you live and you learn, young mistakes. But I actually lost weight. I started about 180. I got down to 165. My bench went from like 225 to 300. My squat,
Holy shit.
so I didn't squat. I told you, like, I never hit legs. So
Yeah.
my squat went from like 185 to 355. My
God.
deadlift went from like 315 to 425. That wasn't a huge jump,
Yeah.
but for 6 months powerlifting, in a calorie deficit, weighing 165 with those numbers, that's like pretty good.
Yeah, for sure.
After only training properly for like a year at that time, or 6 months, because whenever I started my cycle, I also had like a quote unquote coach.
Mhm.
My supplier, who I'm not gonna say, who was also my coach,
Yeah.
and he helped me. He was a family member, and so like he kind of guided me and introduced me to everything that I am now.
Yeah.
So I can kind of thank him. Same time I can't because my hormones didn't get a little messed up from it.
Yeah.
But I'm where I am now because he started all that. So I'm not necessarily upset, but I'm glad like a couple years later that I did do it. Not advising anybody else to do it though.
Yeah.
It is
sure.
because I
Yeah.
want to be a bodybuilder that I'm taking supplements. But
Yeah.
if you don't want to be a bodybuilder, there's no point of taking
So
it.
with that being said, we should say that we do not condone this.
Not
No,
at all.
definitely don't.
Yeah, it just happens to be the gym we go to. Like everybody's on them.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Surprisingly, even the people I didn't expect.
An insane
are on
amount
it.
of people.
This is completely off topic, but I was reading this thing today, and it says the average person walks past 16 murderers in their lifetime. I don't know whether. I don't know whether. Well, I was
I
just thinking
think
about like walking
in your
past people by the
lifetime,
gym.
I feel
Yeah,
like
in your
that's
lifetime.
I feel like that's an underinflated number. I
You
feel like
think
it's
so?
way more in your lifetime.
Yeah.
I'm 21 years old.
I mean, you don't
21
see a
and a half.
murder every day.
How do you know?
And at the same time, how do you get an average number for somebody like?
So this is
Because you wouldn't even know, right?
yeah, you wouldn't.
If you walked past a murder, you would never know. So how do you get
Because
that?
you gotta think about
how
it.
do you
There's a
get
lot
that
of people.
statistic?
Maybe they, but the statistics, all the murderers and then civilians. Do
You gotta
some
think.
math.
There's also like
Oh, okay.
so many that haven't been caught. So
Yeah,
you
that's
really
true.
don't know.
Damn.
A tangent off of that. How do they figure out how many spiders we eat in our sleep in our lifetime?
Wait, what is the number?
Y'all
I've
never heard this?
No.
It's like
I've never heard this.
that's an actual statistic. Like we on average eat like I forgot the number. It was like 3 to 8 spiders in our sleep per year.
Like we just chew
Per
on them?
year.
We chew on them or what? Like
I
How
don't
do we
know.
not know
That's
in your
that's
mouth?
like a genuine statistic. We eat or like they go in our mouth. I don't know.
Hey, good for the immune system, buddy.
Also,
Okay.
spiders have been found like in chocolate or
But
some
sure.
kind of bug. So like we eat
Yeah.
those bugs as well.
I feel like we eat a lot of bugs in food, honestly. Like
We
pesticides.
definitely
like,
do.
But I don't want to think of this.
Yeah, let's go.
just
All right.
topic. Yes, someone was asking about supplements and to go into detail on which ones you should take, which one you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Describing them because I guess a lot of people out there really don't know. So we just wanted to go down the rabbit hole with those a little bit, just to give you all a little information on those.
Mhm.
So we'll let my boy Jake take that because he obviously knows what he's talking about.
Protein powder, creatine, monohydrate specifically, pre-workout, as well as fat burners and testosterone boosters. So to start off with protein, just
Can
telling
I-
you what it is.
Can I ask something?
What's up?
If I take protein, am I gonna get jacked?
Yes.
Cool.
No. For him, yes. For everybody else, no. So
yeah.
protein, people call it a supplement. It's not. It's a food. People just want to call it a supplement. Like people are like, oh, you should only get your protein from food, not protein. Like protein powder is like extremely finely filtered milk. It is just straight milk from a cow,
Yeah, I didn't
extremely
know that.
filtered into a powder and then flavored. So to say it's not, that's why people who are lactose intolerant can't take
Yeah.
protein shakes. But unless you get a hydrolyzed whey, that one is like people who are lactose intolerant can take hydrolyzed or like an egg protein or something. So protein is made up of amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of muscle. That's why they say high protein for more muscle gain. Amino acids are what repairs those muscle fibers whenever you work out.
Mhm.
So you tear the muscle fibers, what we talked about earlier, and then you repair them with amino acids. So that's why whenever like bodybuilders, we drink EAAs, essential amino acids, while we work out for like, just a fast.
Do you think that's a
amino
bit
acid.
excessive, like the BCAAs and all that?
No.
I feel like if you have a high
BCAAs
protein
are
diet-
overrated. EAAs is what you need. Don't
Oh,
buy
like,
BCAAs,
what's
buy
the difference?
EAAs.
Essentials.
So your body needs 20 amino acids. We only make 11. There's 9 essential amino acids. There's 3 branch chain amino acids, BCAAs.
My boy's spitting.
The three branch chain
Facts.
amino acids are L-valine, isoleucine, and leucine. Or L-leucine, L-isoleucine,
I've heard of the
L-valine.
leucine one before.
Yeah.
So leucine and isoleucine, valine, those are the 3 branch chain amino acids. That's what people think they need, but really they need EAAs. So EAAs, I don't know all of them. There's 20 EAAs. There's only 9 of those. Those are the essentials. Those are what our body doesn't make enough of, and that's why we supplement them with protein. It's like if you're getting enough protein throughout the day,
Yeah.
you don't need.
You don't need all the
EAAs.
other ones.
Yeah.
So as a bodybuilder, we are a bit excessive. So the equivalent, it's not directly protein, but it's similar in the aspect of the amino acid profile. So it's kind of like a calorie-free protein, but that's a really bad way to put it.
Mhm.
So that's not literally what it is. But, it has the same amino acid profile, so it can be taken that way. So if you don't think that you can eat enough protein, putting a scoop of amino acids in your bottle while you're working out is really beneficial.
Yeah,
Okay,
and it's-
noted.
Yeah.
And there is
it's-
scientific evidence. Sorry,
No,
but
you're
real
fine.
quick, there is scientific evidence proving that people who work out while drinking their amino acids during the workout have more muscle growth.
Intro. Is it called
Intra work going to be creatine.
Oh.
It is the most studied supplement in the entire fitness industry. It's completely safe. People think that, it can cause kidney problems. It cannot. People think that it can cause hair loss. It cannot. That's scientific.
Can it cause hair growth?
I think it can, right?
No.
So I was
No,
watching
there's been studies with people who were genetically predisposed with and without, or like people who have genetic hair loss and people who don't, and nobody lost hair because of creatine.
So I was watching one of Jeff Nippard's videos, and he had said that they had checked in. Okay, you're right, because he said that they thought it was like a possibility. But there was no actual research.
But there was no correlation in those studies. Yeah. So it is the number one most studied supplement. It is completely safe. There's no point of buying all the fancy kinds. Just get monohydrate. It's the cheapest. It's one of the cheapest supplements as well. You can get a giant tub for like $15. It'll last you 6 months.
What does it do?
That's what I was getting to next. So
okay.
You're going to be taking 1 scoop a day. People say a loading phase. I used to tell people that, but it's become less of a necessity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Basically, you're just making it work faster, but that 2-week difference isn't going to change anything. So basically, just take 1 scoop, 5 grams every single day. Doesn't matter if you do it when you wake up, go to sleep, pre, intra, post workout. As long as you get that 5 grams in every day, that's completely fine.
I actually just started taking creatine myself.
Yeah, and for a natural athlete, it will help a lot. Even bodybuilders take it. Even Chris Bumstead himself takes it every single day. It's like even the top tier bodybuilders, they still take it because of this next topic. It increases your ATP, which is your adenosine triphosphate. ATP. It's basically your energy. So it basically increases your energy / endurance. So if you start taking creatine, let's just say, for example, you can bench 225 for 8 reps. If you take it for like a month, you probably can do 225 for 10 reps because you'll have that endurance, which technically indirectly will make you stronger and bigger, because if you have more endurance, which means you could do a little bit more weight or a little bit more reps, which will make you bigger and in the long run, bigger and stronger. So that's why people say like it makes you stronger. Yes, not directly, but indirectly, yes, it does.
Does it make you hold more water? That's what I've heard.
Yes. So
like, do you get bloated from it?
Yes and no. It's very minimal. Like you're not going to be like super bloated all day whenever you take it. No. You get it does hold water in your muscles. It's like it drags. So like whenever you take it, you have to make sure you're staying hydrated. Like for athletes like us who go to the gym all the time, try to get as close to a gallon of water a day as you can.
Yeah.
Or another staple is 1 liter per 20 kilograms of your body weight. So if you weigh 80 kilograms, get 4 liters of water.
I would have to do that math.
So what about fat burners? Because I know a lot of people look into this too when they're first starting to try to lose weight.
So fat burners, in summary, are bullshit.
Damn.
They can possibly work, but they're not. The names are misleading. They don't directly burn fat. They have some ingredients that may help. The main ingredient in fat burners is caffeine. Like an energy drink.
Oh shit.
So like you'll get the same thing from drinking an energy drink than you will a fat burner, because basically how you burn calories throughout the day is indirectly with your heart rate. So your heart, that's why whenever you're doing sprints and stuff, your heart rate gets really fast, and that's why you burn more calories in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah.
So whenever you have a caffeine intake, your heart rate spikes up, which technically makes you burn a few more calories. It's just a few. That's why some bodybuilders like Marco, he drinks coffee in the morning for that caffeine, for a little bit of energy and extra calorie burning.
Yeah.
So yes, it technically does work, but it's not worth buying a $40 bottle of pills to take. Like at that point, just like drink coffee or drink an energy drink or something like that.
Why are no supplements like approved by the FDA?
They just don't have to be. I don't know. I feel like
yeah, because I always see that
to an extent. I feel like they should and shouldn't. I haven't done too much research on the FDA side.
Yeah,
but
because then you don't have to worry about it.
Like the FDA, they do ban some supplements that are in, like DMHA.
Wasn't it like Jacked?
Yeah,
DMHA.
Jacked 3D.
Yeah,
dark energy.
Yeah,
Jacked 3D. Dark energy. It's the same thing. Jacked actually does have a new pre-workout. It's the exact same thing. It's called Jacked. It just doesn't have DMHA.
I took it when I used to work at LA with Jesus. Bro,
did somebody say these have like meth or like something in it?
I wouldn't doubt it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Or something. I ain't gonna lie. All I know is I was driven, bro. I was seeing stars. I was about to pass out, everything. But to this day, best workout ever.
That like if I can get a following, and if I can get like that lean body type, that he'd help me become a NACA athlete.
Dude,
So-
I see you talking to all of them. I'm like, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, because I work there until like I talk to them all the time. So like, I'm not like besties or anything, but like we're like acquaintances or whatever.
You looked like him from the back today.
Yeah.
Homo.
That made me so happy.
Yeah. I
You
literally
said I
just
look like-
walked into the gym and I saw you working out, and then I just saw you from the back. You were like facing the mirror. I was like, just fucking Chavi's over here like talking to like Jacked Italian, because Chavi doesn't like talk to everybody. But I
I know
walked
everybody
closer
in
and I
that
was like,
bitch.
oh,
Bro.
it's fucking Jake.
Yeah, bro.
Just Jake. no
He
big
said
deal.
I look
Yeah.
like Marco from behind, bro. That's such a big compliment.
Yeah.
Jack Italian on
Jack
TikTok.
Italian. Pre-workout is actually the next thing that we were going to talk about. Whenever you're like, for people who are younger, they typically have higher energy levels. So like before the age of like 21, if you haven't already been drinking a lot of energy drinks and stuff, because obviously that's going to raise your tolerance. But like if you're not like an avid coffee drinker or energy drinker, consumer, like there's no point until like you think you have to use it. Like I started using it when I was young, so now like my tolerance is high, so I'm basically addicted. But I do take breaks. Like once every 2 months, I'll take a whole week off of zero caffeine. It does suck. It's literally painful.
Do you have like, I was going to say, do you have like side effects? Like
So-
withdrawals?
So
Like you're sleeping
so
night,
people think withdrawals. So there is like a quote unquote withdrawal, but it's not literally a withdrawal. So caffeine reduces the blood flow to your brain by 35%.
What?
That is why whenever people stop taking caffeine, they get migraines, because
Yo.
all that blood is going back to your head. So that's why whenever I stop taking caffeine once every 2 months, I don't, for 2 days after, I get massive headaches because all that blood that was restricted is now rushing to my head, and I have a nonstop migraine for 2 days, and I can't take Excedrin. I can take Advil. It doesn't help a lot, but I can't take Excedrin because Excedrin has 65 milligrams of caffeine, because Excedrin is for migraines because it reduces the blood flow to the head, so you can't have a bigger headache.
That makes me never want to consume caffeine again.
Bro,
35%?
I want to say
Yeah.
it's 35. So that's why like you're not supposed to take more than
Yeah.
400 milligrams of caffeine. Like that's that's
It's
quote
weird,
unquote
though,
a dangerous
because,
amount.
like when I'm on caffeine, I feel like my mental clarity is like on another level. Like it's higher. Like you would
Because-
think there's more blood rushing to your head or brain
Because
or
with
whatever.
caffeine, it's not a nootropic. You know what a nootropic
Yeah.
is? So
Yeah.
for people who don't know, nootropic is basically like a mental focusing
Yeah.
agent. That's actually part of the thing I was going to talk about. It's a mental focus agent. So caffeine does help you like with that clarity. It helps you focus, laser focus. That's why people drink coffee to get their work done
Yeah.
in the morning. It wakes you up, it gets you focused, gives you energy. But too much caffeine is not good. So like for beginners, I would like if you've never taken caffeine, or like if you rarely drink coffee, like people who just don't have caffeine intake, don't go higher than 200 milligrams. Whenever you start getting into lifting after like a while of taking caffeine, you can go to like 300. That's, some people call that high stem. Some people call that like pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like we
I would
like,
say so.
say about 350, right?
Yeah.
Yes, like
Anywhere
for
from
me
300 to
personally,
400.
I take Rise. That's about 390 to 420. And I take that 5-6 days a week.
Yeah.
So like it is pretty high. So that's whenever, so I take a really high dosage, and I
Mhm.
also drink like an energy drink or two every day as well. So I'm getting like 800 milligrams of caffeine a day.
Fuck.
And that's why whenever I do take those breaks, it is extremely painful,
Yeah.
because that is a lot of restricted blood
I'm
flow.
about at 700 because I do 300 for a rain, and then my pre-workouts anywhere from 350 to 400. So I mean,
Yeah,
I'm pretty
I
low, too.
generally try to have one or the other. So there's been a couple times where I'm like, I'm gonna hit a fucking PR, like I'm gonna take fucking pre-workout and wash it down with energy drink, and then have my Rice Krispie with it. But those days-
1,000 mgs to the dome. I pretty much look for just caffeine, L-citrulline, and then beta-alanine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so,
I like the high stem tingles. I like ants
I don't know
crawling on
how
my
I
skin.
feel about it. Like sometimes I want it, but
That's what I
sometimes I don't.
the beta alanine.
Yeah.
I
Because I feel like I'm sensitive.
I've
to
kind
that
of
shit,
gotten
too.
numb to it. So like, I'm serious, because like Rise Godzilla is the best pre-workout I've ever taken. I have to say it, because it
I
has.
feel like you really like Rise.
Yeah,
but I hear
Well, it's because
everybody
they
shit
make
on it.
they make really good quality products. Their taste is really
I've
good, because I'm
never
big
heard
on
anybody
taste.
say that about
Bro,
Rise. That's
I'm
crazy.
gonna have to pop a scoop off of you, bro.
Because they make, no, they really do. Like their pre-workout is really good. It's really well dosed. Their protein powder is B tier,
Yeah.
almost A tier. But their pre-workout overall is one of the best that I've ever taken. Gorilla Mind is really good as well. I don't really mess with other brands, but it is really
It's
good.
just funny because like the top two like gorilla athletes like James and Sush, they are the ones that mainly fucking shit on Rise. So it's kind of funny to hear you.
That's why,
actually
because they're
enjoy both of
they're
them.
like the top competitors against each other. So naturally, from a business perspective, they're gonna shit on it.
So,
Yeah.
did we all start at the same place with C4? Or was that just
No,
me?
I definitely started with
It's
C4.
just you.
No, I started with
I didn't
C4.
waste
Hey,
my
bro,
money.
C4.
I honestly don't even remember what I started.
Okay, you're
on.
better than us. Whatever. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Hey,
Fuck
no,
us, right?
I remember taking it. I used to take it at the field house during off season, wherever when we used to lift weights.
Mhm.
C4. I thought I was a shit, bro. I was like, man, this shit's awesome. And now I'm just like, this shit's whack.
Yeah, C4 is a waste of your money. Never buy it.
Yeah. I think my top 3 that I like is Gorilla Mode. I like Ghost, but I like it for the flavor more than anything.
If you're gonna buy Ghost, it's for the flavor.
Yeah, 100%. And then my third one, I don't know if I found a third one yet. I don't know.
I'm still in search for what I like.
I only take products that I think that are
Yeah.
the quality is good for the price, and I'm big on taste, like I said, and they cover every single one of those.
Yeah, I want to find a Gorilla Mode with beta alanine.
Do they not have beta alanine? You can buy beta alanine individually.
They sell like a separate stem product.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's beta alanine in, but
They
I
sell
know there's-
glycerol and nitric.
The nitric is like
Their nitric is more expensive, but it is really, really good. I just used it for the first time the other day. It is
Yeah.
really, really
Is that
good.
is that the what is the nitric for? I don't remember. Off
Nitric is basically just pump.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
okay,
pump.
just
That's
pump.
what I was thinking.
They also have glycerol, which I actually just bought because they had like some sale. It was like $20. It was like $30, which is
What's
for
glycerol?
100
We
servings.
talked about this in fucking anatomy, and I just don't remember it now.
Glycerol basically it's just like fluid, like water, basically like it it's hard to describe. I know what it is, but like I don't know how to describe
Yeah.
it. It's
So
like
I guess
it increases your hydration, and hydration is key to pumps. So like if you're not hydrated, all those pump products you're taking are
Yeah.
just going to waste.
That's
like,
why they
you
say
have to be hydrated.
Yeah, and that's why they say it's bad to dry scoop your workout too,
Because-
because you need the water to, one, activate the ingredients,
Yes.
and two, you need the water to fill in your muscles and get the L-citrulline and all that.
I used to
stuff
dry
working.
scoop all the time. He's like, bro, you're wasting your money. So
Yeah.
once I
Yeah.
actually started drinking it, I felt it so much more. It was
Yeah.
way more intense.
Yeah. Like sipping on your pre-workout over the course of like 5 to 15 minutes is way better than dry scooping. Like
for sure.
So
I see people dry
Facts.
scooping at Alphaland all the time. I'm just like,
It's just trendy. That's all it is.
I want a bitch to spit in my mouth as I drink pre-workout. You know, you seen that
I
shit?
don't have that desire.
Nah,
you don't?
man.
No, not at all.
Nah, bro, that
You're a
shit's
pussy.
weird, bro. Hell no.
What is
You
that?
capping.
Nah,
That's
I
weird.
definitely nah.
So
Next
okay,
time I see
well,
my girl, I'm making her do it.
she's gonna spit.
I'm just gonna
pre-workout
put
in your mouth.
pre-workout in my mouth and I'm gonna say spit in
No,
my
there's
mouth.
like a pandemic or something like that going on.
You think I give a fuck
I
about a
don't
pandemic?
know. What
Yeah,
was it?
something.
Blowbid?
It's something your people brought over here.
Blowbid?
Whatever.
I don't know.
I
Never
don't
never
know.
heard of her. Never heard of her.
Anyways, on that
Oh.
note, we're gonna end the podcast here. So if you made it this far in the podcast, we appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch us.
Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we deeply, deeply apologize for the audio.
Yeah, sorry I'm an idiot. This hopefully is the last time I do very idiotic things.
Look, we're just starting.
So-
We're working this out still. But
You live and you learn.
thank you for coming, Jake.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks,
for
man.
having me.
This
fun.
was like by far the best podcast
Yeah.
we've ever shot. So
So if you want to link
Really
your
appreciate it.
socials, get a plug. Everybody follow my boy.
JD Yang on Instagram. That's it. That's
That's
the only
it.
thing
That's
I
all we
use.
got.
That's
I'm
all.
gonna
That's all
work
I
on.
got.
I'm gonna
What's
work
your
on
code for Amped?
Jake. Just Jake.
Jake for
at
Amp
Amp
Subs.
Subs on Instagram. Highly recommend the greens. They taste good. Pineapple coconut. It's gas. Their pump and their protein powder pre-workout. It's all gas.
All right,
Cool.
we're gonna end it there. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all take it easy.
Have a good night.